How can a T-34 and a WZ-120 impress the Gold Friar 13? We're gonna find out today in subscriber replays. And we're starting out with the T-34, which is driven by Silent Fighter US. And he is on the Hidden Village map. Now I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting a bug on this map where the icons of enemies and friendlies are the same no matter where they are on the map. So we're going to see some crazy icons all over the place this game. And I'm sorry for that, but I just can't fix it. There's nothing I can do to fix it. It's fixed on all other maps but this one. But yeah, he is on Captain America. He has Captain America on the side there, and a US flag on one side, and then one flag on the other. Which is that flag, guys? Help me! Answer me in the comments below, and subscribe and rate, blah blah blah. I turned into something really weird right there. Oh, he snapshots the track there on the AMX 5100, and the Artie gets the first blood. Very nice. AMX 5100 idiot. That's a perfect example of how you shouldn't drive it. Just because you have the speed doesn't mean you have to be the first one there and die before you even reload. He hadn't even reloaded, I think. Well, maybe he had, but he died. What? Don't waste a powerful tank like that on a suicide run. But we're going to meet up with some enemies here. There's a Nashorn right there, and he takes a shot right in his face. And that one is put out of action because now he is a one-shot to the Tiger, he's a one-shot to the T-34, and so many other things. So that was a very good shot. Silent Fighter puts a shot into the T-44, and it also receives a shot from the Tiger. So if he peeks up again and takes a shot from either of them, or both of them again, then he's also out of the game. But I think he's going to play it a little bit more safe than the Nashorn in the beginning. But he is hull down against the Tiger, so maybe he can get a few good shots off, but we'll have to see. So we can see here all icons are just as close as the farthest icon away, which is a little bit weird. I couldn't play on this map. I played with the AMX 5120 and completely got like screwed up. I couldn't figure out how to play the map because all icons were close to me. So far away enemies were like close to me. I just didn't know how to play it, and I had the worst game of my life. Yeah, he puts another shot into the T-44, and let's see if he takes it out here, or he goes for the AT. Nope, he takes out the T-44, which is the correct choice in my opinion. Removing a gun from the battle is the most important thing over doing damage to another enemy. So yeah, that was a very good choice there. And he goes out here, aims for the huge cupola, and penetrates it easily. The T-34 is one of those premium tanks that can brawl with tier 10s. So it's tier 7. It's a no contest putting a tier 7 up against it. So and he was hull down as well. So the AT-7 wouldn't even be able to penetrate him because his cupola was like downwards, like the angle from the AT-7 was upwards. So if he hit the cupola, it would have been like going up. He hits the 110 on a snapshot there, very nice. And when he sees the 110 goes a little bit forward, he decides to focus on the Nashorn here instead, who decides to go forward and without even taking a shot gets killed by him. If you're rolling out there and sees an enemy which you know will kill you in one shot, at least take the shot and do some damage to him, because in the end an enemy on like 1 HP could win the game for the enemy team. So at least do some damage to the enemy if you know that you're gonna die, or if you realize you're about to die. But Silent Fighter decides to go back and fight this 110 instead of going forward and fighting the super pushing of the enemy team. Goes back and saves the super pushing here from death. And if the T-43 could hit the 110, nope, he decides to terraform instead. The one tank could have been dead now. Like right there. And there we go. Silent Fighter and his team deciding to go back. That was a very nice decision there. And the T-43 decides to go forward there. And he's going to get shot with super pushing, I think. Yep, there we go. And there are now 2 tanks left against 5. And a bunch of those tanks are now flanking. That is the Jagdpanzer IV, the T-21, and the E-25. They're all coming from behind right now and are going to cause some trouble, while the super pushing also comes in from the left flank and starts doing some damage to the super pushing there. T-21 goes forward and doesn't really realize what he's up against and shoots at the turret of the T-34, which is a huge mistake. Just a huge mistake. Super pushing bounces on the side of the super pushing, which is really weird. And the E-25 is just going to hide up there. He's not going to take a shot there on the super pushing. He could have, but he would probably have hit the space arm in the front. But the super pushing comes out again and bounces one more time on the allied super pushing. But the E-25 over there takes out the super pushing of the allied team with a gold shell, and we can see here that it was a gold shell, as he also bounces on Silent Fighter and then dies. Why would you go out there and take that shot? That was a really silly shot. But right now we're going to see a cat and mouse play here with the super pushing and the T-34, because the T-34 is alone and the super pushing has artillery backup, and the super pushing knows this, so he's not coming forward at all. He's gonna back off, even though he has a little bit more HP. I think his damage per minute wouldn't win the game against a T-34. I can't remember really. He calls him a coward, but he obviously doesn't realize that this is actually why he is backing off, because he has RD support. And Silent Fire is gonna feel this in just a second actually. And the super pushing, boop, is running around the corner there. And now Artie knows where the T-34 is. And as we see right there, the Artie was waiting for him all along. And he could have taken a huge beating right there. We penetrates the smaller cupola of the super pushing, whilst the super pushing does no damage whatsoever to him on his big turret. And he decides to actually go around this way and play a little clever. And we're going to speed it up a little bit here, because the T-34 isn't a very fast tank, and neither is the super pushing. So if the super pushing is going to make a move flanking after him, then that's not going to happen until very late. But they're actually both going to be clever and go this way. The super pushing, though, is a little blind and only spots the T-34 now, shoots on a move and hits him. And now all he has to do is just go straight for him and kill him. But he angles a little bit there, and the super pushing actually bounces a shot on the tracks there. The M12 hits him for almost 400 damage, 399. And then all he has to do now is roll all the way to the cap zone of the enemy base, because that's where the RD is, and we're gonna speed that up again. Because who really wants to see a T-34 just strolling along the road for quite some time? He's getting congratulated by his teammates, and he's gonna write something, I don't really know. As we see there, the icon is so huge that I thought that the RD was right there in front of him, almost. But he's way back in the base, which is a little weird. Artillery not really taking a shot after he fired at him. That's a little weird, because the T-34 is actually in the open. Or he could have done a great deal of damage and then just gone for the YOLO tactic and probably won that way. But he decides to hide behind a house, and the T-34 is going to stroll slowly into the enemy base. This time we're not going to speed it up, because they just got a 5-minute warning. And the game is going to end very soon, so there's no point really in slowing it down. Speeding it up. Ooh, past these pretty flowers. And into the enemy base. He's gonna sit right here behind this building and start capping. The RD gets inside the 50-meter rule zone and is spotted immediately. But he's not a completely new player with the RD, so he's destroying houses right now. I'm trying to get that final shot off before the T-34 can get the final shot off. And he's going to destroy that house. Ooh. Who's going to get that shot off first? The T-34 could survive a shot from the Audi, actually. Oh, going to sniper mode. Oh, oh. Phew. Fair enough. Close encounter there. And here's the results. 177,000 credits. And a ton of XP. 2,800. And that is quite a stat line he made right there. But what could be better than this, you ask? Well, I have the next replay ready, which is the WZ120 sent in by the Grimmy. And as said, he's in his WZ120. And as we can see here, he has 20 AP rounds, and he has 17 heat shells, and then he has 3 HE shells. And he's actually going to play this very well, because he's in a tier 9 maximum battle, and he doesn't need to switch to heat shells at all. So when it comes down to it, he will switch to it, but that doesn't really matter, because he is going very much alone up here for now. An IS-8 is coming behind him, and then a Rheinmetall Waffenträger as well. And that's it for now. I always say that this place is a spot where only fast tanks should go, like medium tanks, fast tank destroyers, or fast heavy tanks. And the IS-8 is pretty fast, but he's not going to arrive here at the same time as the West team. We can see here he has some kind of mod at the first step of the sniper mode. It's a little bit more zoomed in, and you're gonna see it again and again during the replay. He also plays with the double zoom in sniper mode, so when we're going to see him zoom all the way in, it's going to look a little bit awkward for the people who don't play with the mod, me included. I'm gonna be like, what the, this doesn't look right. And when he moves his cursor around, it just looks silly, because the circle is like, as you can see here, the circle is like as big as almost the entire screen, and it just looks a little bit wrong. But if he can play with it, he can play with it. I just can't. And we're gonna see here the atrocious gun depression on the WZ, but it does have a ton of damage. Look at that, he can't even look down on the tanks right there, and he's basically vertical. Or is that called horizontal? I think it is horizontal. But yeah, IS-8, you were the best IS-8 player I've ever seen. Did he even do any damage? I don't think he did. But yeah, IS-8 players, or not players, just player, what a dumbass. His teammate is killing some scouts in the middle there. That's all fine daddy, and he reverses a little bit for the Rheinmetall Waffenträger to come up and support him a little bit. And he stays up here, even though he has no gun depression for it. And he's spotted right there. He gets penetrated by the ISU, which doesn't have the biggest gun. He spots the T-34, and he penetrates the turret. So yeah, this is a very, very good gun, as we just saw it penetrate the turret of the T-34. It has 490 damage average. It's a really good gun, but it just doesn't have the gun depression, and he has to really work with it here and like force it to be right on the money. As you see here, just a little bit up and down, because he has that extra zoom in mod whenever he is he penetrates the IS-3, which is looking behind himself. Why is he looking behind himself? That's what. Silly IS-3, silly IS-3. Right here, penetrates the top of the T-32's cupola, which is very bouncy. I always seem to bounce on that, even with very strong guns. T-34 is a very, very great tank with the turret, and it can really go hull down, and go hull down for days. Rheinmetall Waffenträger hits the IS-3, and the crosshair goes a little weird, and then he bounces on the IS-3, which is a shame. Could have been dead, but the Rheinmetall Waffenträger takes him out. It's all good and dandy. Then a Jagdtiger shows up, but it is the 8.8 or 8,8. No, 8.8. I can't remember now. But yeah, he goes on a suicide run and is quickly killed off. Silly Jagdtiger. Silly Jagdtiger. And then there's a tiger left. And yeah, he needs to retreat because he doesn't stand a chance against this dude. And because the turret and the tank is just so well sloped and armored. And he won't be able to penetrate him at all. You bounce, bounce. He's not going to penetrate anytime soon. A bit of a wonky shot there, but still 514 damage. Very nice. And he's just going to sit here and let the tiger shoot at him. Which he can, because the tiger just won't penetrate him. Tiger's left on 90 HP. And then, as we can see on the minimap, an IS starts to cap. And even though there's a T-28 prototype in the base, he decides to turn around and go home. AMX 12-ton just got taken out, and the IS is calling them a noob team. Yes, of course they're a noob team when you die. Yep. But the IS takes out the T-28 prototype. He must have been showing his side, or IS shot some gold ammo maybe, or hit the cheek of the prototype. But a very nice view range here. Well, it's not very nice, it's just a very small map. And the WZ spots the IS and destroys him. And then another one starts capping. And just to quote a very good friend of mine, not very good, but you know, an angry sailor. I know an angry sailor. That was the first kill inside the cap zone. That is the second kill inside the cap zone. And as we can see now, there are 5 enemies left. He was alone against 7 enemies. Take that into consideration. He was alone against 7 enemies. And yeah, he just took out 2. So we're down to 5. 2 of them were killed inside the cap zone. So 2 of them has now attempted to make a cap on him. The ISU bounces on him, and with the slow reload of the ISU, he presumes that it has to be L10. He now has the time, all the time in the world, to get around him, because that reload speed of the ISU is just really slow. So he's up to 6 kills now, and he just got the Top Gun monster kill. And another one tries to cap the base. And as the map is small, I'm not gonna speed up any of these retreats to the cap zone, because we can talk a little bit about how silly it is, because they're trying to cap it 1 at a time. They've already tried with 2, and now they've gone like, okay, you try it now. But we don't really know which type of tank it is, which is trying to cap right now. There is the M103, who is on an HP amount we have no idea what is. Then there's the KV4, we have no idea how much HP he has either. And then there's a T-28 prototype, which we have no idea what amount of HP he's on either. And then there's a Tiger, which we know has 90 HP, because he left it on 90 HP. And he's just gonna roll down here. He didn't spot anyone from the spot earlier. And he's just going to roll down here and boop, spot him. That's the Tiger. Gun depression not found. He has to go all the way up here. And yeah, that's 7 kills. And he decides to reverse up here if someone should be quick and come after him through the cap zone. The good thing about this is that if you go up north, you have a very good opportunity to go to the enemy base quick, because the hills up here are well, hilly, and you can pick up great speed going either way. You can go to the west from here, and you can go down south from here, and either way you're gonna go there fast. And he's going to stay here. So we can see here he has 2 shells left worth of AP, then he has 3 HE, and he has 17 heat shells, but he hasn't changed to any of them so far. And I suppose that is pretty lucky, because the only 2 tanks right now that he needs it for are the KV-4 and the T-28 prototype, because the T-28 prototype does have some trollish armor. Unless you hit the cheeks, or you have some pretty lucky rolls on the front armor. If he angles it a little bit, he's going to be very tough to penetrate. I have no idea where this M103 has been for the entire game while his allies tried to cap, but he is right there and full HP. But he has 3 kills, so he's done something this round. The Grimmy goes forward and puts a shell into him. And now he's going to pull off a... It's an insane maneuver, and I have no idea how it works. It's so clever, but also insane at the same time. He goes this way, towards the enemy base. The M103 spots him. As we can see here, the light bulb is going to pop up in just a second, I think. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. So he's not spotted, and the M103 has only seen him go north. So the M103 right now is going north to find him. And he's going south to go past him, because his base is being captured. This maneuver is just perfect, because the M103 is right now searching for him up north. And he's just going, nah, not here, not there, dude. I'm just gonna go decap. So the M103, once he sees the WZ-120 in the enemy base, once again decapping, I think he's going to scratch his head and be like, how did he... Hacker! 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 I suppose that's what he's going to be yelling. Because he just disappeared from up there. He's going to go in close. Gun depression not found. He's just going to go onto the other side of the T-28 prototype, because he doesn't have enough gun traverse to hit him right now. He has to turn his tank as well to be able to hit him. And he just doesn't do that in time. And that is his 4th kill inside the cap zone. 4th kill. Now, I don't know if this is just a 6th sense or a 7th sense, but he chooses to go south instead of north. And he's going to meet something down here, which you haven't seen all game. So I don't know how he knew this, but maybe the minimap last positions were on for him. They certainly weren't for me in this replay recording. And he's finding the KB4, full HP, and he just bounced with some gold, which just proves the gold isn't a substitute for skill, which some people think. And we can see here again, he misses him again. The KB4 has a longer reload than the WZ, and the WZ is penetrating on every... Forget what I just said. Almost penetrates on every shot. KB4 once again bounces with a gold shell. And I just don't know what to say about this driver. He's not even trying. He's not even aiming at weak spots right now. He's just shooting at the turret. And boop. That's it. Now, that M103, where could he be hiding? He could win if he just... Are you kidding me? One more trying to cap? Haven't you guys... Haven't he proven that you can't cap against him? You guys just don't know what to do against a dude who knows how to decap and defend the base. And you're gonna try again? Come on, you're telling him exactly where you are, and never mind, I want to see him, but no, just watch out, don't do it that way, dude. Oh, can he hit him there?
Remains.
Oh, he penetrates, because, well, he did run out of AP shells, and he only has heat shells left. And I don't think he counted on all of his shells being fired this round. He pops out there, and the M103 bounces a shell on the turret. Gun depression not found. Move forward, move forward. Gun depression found. Yeah. Oh, takes a shot there, but a low roll. Very low roll from the M103. And yeah, this is the 5th kill inside the cap zone if he gets him. 11 HP, are you kidding me? RNGesus, RNGesus. Godlike. You're damn right. Look at this score. Look at this score. Jesus Christ. That's 8 medals, dudes. Ace Tanker, medal for killing a ton of people inside the cap zone, Pools medal, Steel Wall, Top Gun, Defender, Sniper, and then standing against 5 enemies alone. But he was up against 7 guys alone. 7 guys alone failed to kill this one dude. Cap together, never alone. Never alone. I hope that message soaked in, and I'll see you next time.